All right. Hi, guys. So we're going to switch it up a little bit today. We're going to do some painting instead of some drawing. So what I have, I started one this week. So I did a little bit of a space theme. So yours is going to look similar, but it's going to look different at the same time, just like all the other ones that we've been making. So generally when I do this, it takes a little bit longer because I have to paint the whole background and then I let it dry, and then I do the next layer and then I let it dry, and then I do the next layer and I let it dry. So we're going to try a little differently today. If this works and your paintings come out great, then this is how we will do it. If you guys feel like it went too fast, or your paint didn't dry and things started to kind of blend together, then on Wednesdays, instead of doing it live, I will make the real version of how I make the paintings. Then you guys can go back and do it, okay? So usually what I mean is I would paint the whole thing black and then I would let it dry. And then hours later, I would come back and I would do the next part. So we're going to do a little differently today. So what you need to make sure you have is a few different size brushes. So a couple different sizes. I did say that you needed some sponges earlier. So if you do have a sponge that you can cut up into some pieces, that'll make your painting look really, really good. So here's what we're going to do first. First thing you're going to do is we're going to do all of the planets. Okay. So I'm going to leave it up here so you guys can see it. Okay. And then I will do the one down here. So you can put your planets wherever you want. You can make them any color you want. So I did a lot of oranges and browns and yellows in this one. I'm going to mix it up a little bit today. So I'm going to grab yellow and I'm going to grab a little bit of red. So I'm going to mix the two together, and I'm going to do the same shapes though. So I'm going to start on this side and just make a giant partial circle. And then when you go to paint it, I'm, again, using acrylic, so it's a little bit thicker. If you're using watercolor or whatever other paint you have at home, that's totally fine. And you're going to paint back and forth. If you don't have paint, don't worry about it. Just draw it and color it as we go, okay? Don't worry about the paint portion. So just a reminder, paint is on Wednesdays. So we're going to just mix it up for you guys. So go ahead, just paint it back and forth. So see how I'm keeping my strokes the same direction. So if I'm going to paint in a circle, you're going to keep it in a circle. And my dog is probably about to bark right now because he cares for cars, but he really likes when people walk by or dogs walk by. So it looks like there's a little old lady working on her walking today. So keep filling that big thing in. Good. So I didn't really want a red, nor did I want a yellow. So this kind of is in the middle. And then you can add more color to it. So I added, I'm going to add some yellow on top of that. And the nice thing about the paint that I'm using, whether you're using it at home or not too, is that when this dries, you get to paint over it. So as you can see, this was an older canvas that I had before. And I just painted over it so that we could use it today. Moose! Told you, he's gonna start barking. All right, just like that, okay? So there's the first one. Next one I'm gonna just do a solid red one, and I'm gonna put it up here in this corner. So you don't have to put them in the exact same spot I am. You could put it the same as this one. You could make it the same as this one. You're gonna paint that next one in. Good job, just like that, okay? Good job, you guys are doing great so far. Maybe grab another color. I'm gonna grab some orange and pink this time. And I'm not rinsing my brush because planets and stars and all of that are multiple different colors. So I want them to have not just one, but I want them to have a lot of color. And then to get some texture, so to make it not look so smooth, is if you pat your brush once you've painted it and filled it in, pat that brush on there, and it's going to give you a little bit of a different feel. I'm just going to do a plain bigger one here. So I'm going to do with yellow and pink. Still have orange in my brush, and that's okay. Let everybody catch up, sorry. You guys are doing a good job. So just fill that in, make swirls in there. Okay, so when you're doing, normally, if you're doing it in layers, you can do the darkest color first, which would be the black, and then wait for it to dry. And then you'll do the lighter colors. But because we're not doing it that way today, we have to do the lighter colors first. So we're going to go there. Now, go ahead and clean that brush off. And then we're going to grab some black. And now we're just going to fill in everything around. Now, if you're using acrylic like I am, that thicker, like gloopy paint, I want you to be really light with it. Don't use a lot. So just a little, put it all over. You got to come up to the very edge of your planets. We're just going to fill it in. This is probably the part that takes the longest. But you gotta make sure that you get all the little white spots. You gotta fill this all in. My dog wants to paint with us, but he knows he's not supposed to. Get back. Back up. Back up. Keep going. Back up. All right. I love painting because it's so peaceful. You can just watch the strokes of your brush. I think I need more black, so I gotta put this down. Grab some more paint. So, oh, I dropped the paint. It's okay. All right, so we're gonna fill all this in. Keep it going. Nice and light. All right, you don't need a lot of paint. If you make your paint too goopy, then you can't do the next step. So it's got to be a really thin layer of paint. And if you have too much paint already on there, just pick it up with your brush, smear it, and just spread it all the way around. doing. Keep it going. We're almost there. Okay, so there's that step. So now this brush we do not need anymore. You can go ahead and put that one away. That big brush you were using. Now this is going to be the time where you're going to pull out that sponge, okay? We don't want the sponge to be wet, maybe a little on the damp side, but otherwise we don't want it to be too wet. Now I have yellow here, I have red, I have purple, I have blue, I have all kinds of colors out. And you're just going to take your sponge and you're going to glob it all over on different colors. So there's blue, I've got pink and orange on there all together, and you're just going to dab it all over. So if you see my sponge lines are there, so I'm going to try to get rid of those and just keep going back over it. So I'm going to keep these colors in this corner. I'm going to put this down so I can hold on to this one. So you're just going to dab it. And then you're going to do it on another area. All over. And then I'm going to grab another color. So now maybe I'll grab some yellow. And I'm going to do it next to where I did it before. So mine's coming out really, really thick right now, and that's okay. So if yours looks like this and you're losing a lot of your black, don't worry about it. We'll go back over it with a little bit of black in a second. So just fill in as much of that black as you can with a little bit of black poking out. So then do it over here too. I'm going to grab some purple and do the same thing. Mix up those colors, so it doesn't have to just be one color, right? So mix them all up. Grab some red. You may want to grab red and yellow and put the two together. Try to get as close to your planets as you can without actually touching them. I'm just going to dab this. Good job. Keep going. Doing great. I know it's kind of strange to use a sponge. Every time I tell someone to use a sponge, they're like, what are you doing, crazy lady? So, but you have a lot of household objects that actually make your art look really good. Let me fix this too. All right, just keep going. We're almost there. Now, if you're using watercolor, you can do the same thing. You're just going to have to pick up more of the colorful stuff. Maybe some blue in there. And maybe you want to pull some more blue on top. That's the other thing. We're gonna go back over this, and we're gonna do another layer with some other colors on top. The other thing you got to be kind of careful for is if we do too many colors, we get an ugly like brown. So we want to watch out for that, okay? So now I've got different colors here. I'm going to maybe put some blue over here, maybe some blue over here, maybe grab some more yellow and red, but I'm running out. I'll put it over here. So you just want to mix it all up. Different colors. There's no really a right or wrong way to do this. It's just kind of messy. So parents, I apologize if this is turning into a mess. Okay, and then on top of that, I've lost some of my black. So then at the very, very end, when you've decided where you want everything, you're gonna take the black and you're gonna just go on top a little bit. just in some areas, doesn't have to be all. But do the same thing. Make it a little darker. If you want your color to really pop, you don't have to do the black. You just keep it the same way. Okay. So here's what it looks like so far. All right, so there's all kinds of different colors in there, all mixed up. All right, now what you're gonna do is we're gonna go grab another brush again, and you're going to, we're gonna make the meteor belt and some of the details, okay? So one thing you can do is you can grab like some orange or some brown or some white, and you're just gonna make the kind of like little clouds or little spots. So you're just gonna take your brush and move it kind of side to side. Again, there's not really a right or wrong way to do these. It's just kind of, maybe this one will make it more swirly. Okay, and then over here, I think instead of like swirls and clouds, I think this one I'm gonna make a line across, and the line's gonna come out a little bit, like that, and then it's gonna back behind it, almost like a little triangle. So we'll make a little ring around that one. And then just keep adding some details to there. Maybe some little dots. Like that, okay? So make it all. The planets aren't really, they look really pretty from afar, but they're not like perfect. There's no like perfect way to make a cloud or gas or any of the things that are out there. So just like that. All right, and then we're gonna make that meteor belt. So you're gonna take white and brown, a little mixture of the two, and we're just gonna take our brush and dab it on top. So I'm just gonna keep it in one little area. I'm gonna keep little line. So you're probably gonna need more white at first. And I'm gonna make it the line flow between the planets. So out and around. I'm gonna make this one come lower. So it starts on one end of the painting and it's gonna come all the way to the other, just like this one comes out and around. And then just like that one, so you start with some white, get a lot of white in there, and then we'll add more brown to it. And then the last step that has to do with those stars, you're gonna take the back of your brush, you're gonna dip it in that white, and you're just gonna plop those stars all over. You can make your stars different colors too. Moose! Crazy dog. So just spread it all over the place. All right, so here's kind of what we're going for. All right, so it can look a mixture of this one. It can look like this one. Okay, whichever one you guys like, whichever one you guys want, that's how you're gonna do it. Make it a little bit different. So it's space and stars and galaxy, so it's kind of crazy in the colors. That's what we want. And you guys could have made the, you know, your planets any color that you guys want, all of that. So you guys did a really good job. I just want to again point out, I want to see your stuff. I want to see what you guys are doing at home, and we will go back to drawing again tomorrow. So just remember that Wednesday's painting, and if this worked out, let me know. If it did not work out for whatever reason, also let me know, so that maybe Wednesdays, instead of doing it live, I'll do a different option. Okay, so again, if you guys post your pictures on any social media and tag me in it, then you get 10% off your next birthday. If you would like to do some kid fitness first thing in the morning at 10, right before this, get the kids moving a little bit, my friend at JP_fitness is doing some kid-friendly exercises, so you guys can check that out. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.